It's time to meet Clifton.
With your host, Ray Grabowski.
There's Ray. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Meet Clifton, another episode, our July episode, actually. And of course, with me tonight is my co-host, George Silva.
Hello,
welcome,
Ray.
George. How's your summer going?
Excellent.
It's been a good summer.
A lot of
so
swimming.
Far. A lot of swimming.
A lot of swimming.
That's what summer's all about.
Yes, it is.
Okay. I want to get rolling because we have a lot of great guests tonight. So stay tuned, sit back, and listen to a few tunes by the Two Tones coming live from their studio. Be right back.
Tonight's guest star, GYN oncologist Dr. Sommers, Passaic County Sheriff Berdnik, and educators Gerald and Christine Zelenka, and a few of their very exciting guests. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another episode of Meet Clifton.
Okay, welcome back. I'd like to welcome my first guest, Dr. Sommers, who's a GYN oncologist. She's affiliated with a lot of Newark Beth Israel Medical Center, JFK Medical Center, and Holy Name Hospital. Tonight she's here to talk about the HPV vaccination and what we need to know. So welcome, Dr. Sommers.
Thank you so much, Ray.
Thanks for coming on. This is a very good topic because I know that this is a big issue now and you see a lot of it on TV, but maybe we should start off with identifying what is the human papillomavirus.
It's a double-stranded virus. It's a DNA virus. It's solely communicated by skin-to-skin contact.
Okay, obviously this has been around for a long time. Why all of a sudden is it so prevalent, in the news? And
because in the 1970s, the HPV virus was linked to certain gynecologic cancers. And going forward, it has also been found to be linked to ear, nose, and throat cancers and warty lesions as well in men and women. So that is why there has been so much in the press. Right. And a push to eliminate these diseases with the vaccine. Okay,
so those are the preventive measures. I have to ask, how is it identified? Because, you say it's on boys as far as girls and boys both can get it. Okay, how would someone know that they need to be checked for this? That's what just we could get into that.
Sure, it can be identified gynecologically on pap smears,
right?
Biopsies of any gross lesion, just about anywhere,
right?
And histologic testing.
Okay, because that's important. I guess you wouldn't know if you had something like this until you got tested.
Correct.
But I guess what we're talking about is the vaccination is supposed to prevent this.
Almost 100%.
Almost 100%? So
HPV vaccination is really cancer prevention in kids and adults. The Centers for Disease Control recommend that both boys and girls start the vaccination process at age 11. And it was recently approved for vaccination up through age 45. Because the younger we are, the better our immune response. The vaccination is a series of 2 injections in adolescents that are under 15. If you're 15 or older, it's a series of 3 injections. And again, the reason being, as we get older, our immune response is not as robust.
Right. So someone in their 45, 50, 60, they could still contact this virus, right?
Absolutely.
So, but we're saying that it's not recommended for people that age.
At this moment in time, past the age of 45, it is not FDA approved.
Okay. Because, people watching are a lot of them are older and they would be concerned about that. But I guess that's down the road because this is relatively new, I would think, right?
Well, the vaccine has been on the market for quite a while. It was first released in 2006. It's gone through several generations. Now the vaccine protects against 9 different human papillomal viral types, the most common of which prevent cervical cancer, genital cancer, and ENT cancers.
Right.
just to get a little more perspective, cervical cancer is one of the most common cancers worldwide in women. There are over 500,000 women diagnosed per year globally. Globally, one woman dies every 2 minutes from cervical cancer, and there are about 250,000 deaths per year.
Right.
So if you have a vaccine that can prevent this, you know, we would hope the uptake would be better. In the state of New Jersey, our vaccination rate is pretty poor. We rank amongst the lowest of the 10 states in the country.
Okay.
So, you know, the goal is to improve our vaccination rate.
If someone has the virus now and didn't get vaccinated, are there treatments for this?
Absolutely.
Okay, because
And even if someone has an HPV-related illness, it's been shown in many cases that getting vaccination prevents relapse and recurrence.
Okay.
So it's still a worthwhile endeavor.
and of course here's the big question: side effects.
Minimal.
Okay.
Most often, nothing more than minor skin irritation. I tell all my patients just to, you know, take a Tylenol before bedtime.
Right.
I myself am the mom of 2 teenagers who've both been vaccinated, and they're both fine.
Right.
And usually there are about 150 million people who've been vaccinated globally, and there's been no reports of anything significantly untoward. So
Okay.
it's quite safe.
So how long has this vaccination been out?
The initial vaccination, 2006. The most recent 9-valent protecting against 9 different types of HPV, 2014.
2004. So it's been out
It's
for a
been
while.
out for a while.
So it's kind of tried.
It's time tested.
Right. And just really quickly now,
Sure.
boys and girls get.
Absolutely. Boys are subject to the same ear, nose, and throat cancers as girls.
Right.
Boys are subject to anal cancers, just like, you know, grown men, grown
Right.
women. So absolutely. You know, oropharyngeal cancers, unfortunately, are on the rise.
Right.
Not, you know, smoking is declining, but we're seeing more and more of these cancers caused by
Right.
HPV.
So
So it's critical.
so this sort of came about because you started noticing more cancers,
Yeah.
and then they related it to the papilloma virus.
Yes.
So
The link has been found.
the link, right? That's what I was looking for.
Exactly.
The link.
Exactly.
Okay, and that's important, I guess,
It's
because
crucial.
you know, medicine goes on. You know, Bayer aspirin was invented, and
That's
you know, we
right.
don't get headaches. And lastly, just
Sure.
for the people at home, what's the age range again? You know, because a lot of
The
kids are in junior high
yeah,
school.
Sure.
You know, 11 seems
age
young.
11. Age 11 through age 14 is considered pretty prime, if you would, because again, you will need 2 vaccines as opposed to 3.
Right.
Nobody feels that there's a need for a booster. There's been no evidence to show that you need a booster anywhere down the road.
Right.
But age 11, 12, 13, 14.
So, and I guess vaccination, like anything else, it's effective pretty much once it
Yes.
gets into your system.
Exactly.
Hopefully at 11, you know, they're not going to need it, but I guess it's good to have it because you don't know nowadays.
Well, again, when your immune response is at its most robust, it's
Right,
going to,
right. That's,
you know,
yeah, that's important. Yeah, which
You know.
is why they're not looking at people over 40, 45 because the immune
in
system
some
isn't.
ways, yes.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's a lot of good information. Obviously, you're the expert, so you would know. You've seen it, and you've seen people that's been effective working for.
I think if we can link HPV vaccination with cancer prevention, that's the way to think
Yeah,
about
because that's big now, the cancer thing. But now that they're finding different links to it, like you said, the link is important.
It's
the link to this
crucial.
type of cancer. If they get
Absolutely.
vaccinated, we can eliminate that. So.
it. Absolutely.
I appreciate you coming on the
My
show. There's a
pleasure.
lot of good information.
Thank you so much.
I hope everyone at home listens to this and, you know, make your own decision based on what you believe. You know, we like to eliminate cancers in our lifetime. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hello, Clifton and friends. Welcome to the updates. Well, we hope you had a great July 4th holiday. And for those who had served our country, we want to say thank you for your service. And for those who are serving, thank you for your service as well. We appreciate all that you're doing, and we're so proud of you, and we wish you a safe journey back home. Now, summer is here, and they're going to have an annual members show, and it's by the Clifton Artists Association. It will be held at the Clifton Arts Center. The theme is nature. The show is July 10th through August 17th. Wednesday through Saturday, 1 to 4 p.m. However, on Saturday, July 13th, they're having a reception, 1 to 4 p.m. So if you're interested, please call Tom at 973-477-9418. Now, who doesn't like baseball? Montclair State University is having a game at the Jackals, and it's Clifton Night Out at the Jackals Stadium. And that is Thursday, July 16th, and that starts at 7:05 p.m. So please go to the Clifton website so you can get details on tickets. It's $8.50 per person. It's a great night out under the stars, enjoying a game with people from Clifton and Caribbean Night. And there's more to come.
Hi everyone, happy summer solstice. Just a reminder, it's not too late to sign up for Clifton Safety Town. It's a program for children going into kindergarten or first grade. You could check out the Clifton Rec website, or you can call 973-470-5758 for more information. Also, the annual National Night Out Against Crime, sponsored by the Clifton Police Department, will take place on Tuesday, August 6th at approximately 6:30 p.m. It'll be at Main Memorial Park. If you have any other questions, you can check the City of Clifton website and the Clifton Police Department website. Also, the summer concert series at Main Memorial Park will be taking place every Sunday at 7:30. And if you have any questions, you can call the Clifton Rec Department at 973-470-5956.
And remember, there's also concerts at Botany Village on Friday night, so please come out, enjoy. There's lots to do in Clifton, so come on out, have fun, bring your friends, and enjoy the wonderful weather. Thank you.
Okay, welcome back. Part of our venue of this show is to bring on different people in all walks of life, and every now and then we like to get on different government officials. A very big government official, and something that we don't really know a lot about. Some people do, some don't. But I'd like to welcome Sheriff Berdnik to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
We're going to talk a little bit about the Sheriff's Department, and if you could just basically give us an overview of what the Sheriff and the Sheriff's Department does.
Okay. So the Passaic County Sheriff is responsible for actually 3 bureaus within the county. The county, of course, consists of 16 municipalities, Clifton, of course, being one of them. So as the sheriff, I'm responsible for the Law Enforcement Bureau. That bureau consists of officers that patrol county roads, county parks, and of course offer assistance to any municipality at any time in the event of any emergency. In addition to that, we have an internet crimes unit as well as a narcotics unit. We still maintain horses within the county, and we offer canines on patrol to the cities at any time that it's necessary. So that's primarily the Law Enforcement Bureau. The sheriff is also responsible for the courthouse. That's courthouse security. That's responsibility of course, the judge's safety, the juror's safety, and of course maintaining order within the courthouse.
Right.
And of course the final bureau is the Passaic County Jail, and with that we have correction officers that staff that jail, as well as a complete staff there as well.
Do your officers, they transport criminals?
Yeah, we do. We transport criminals. We have a transportation unit, and again, that's available when necessary. And of course, the other advantage that we have is to be there for the cities. We offer many services to Clifton, such as crime scene investigation. So if there's a burglary or any type of serious crime, it's a way that the cities can save money by allowing one entity, the Sheriff's Department, to do that for everyone. And we do that with the bomb squad. We do that with our SWAT team, as well as a few other hazmat, etc.
Right. I was going to ask you about the bomb squad. That's Passaic County, right?
Yeah, that's the Passaic County Bomb Squad, and again, that's for the county.
Right.
And the benefit there is that you don't have to maintain that, so it saves the city and the taxpayers a huge expense.
Through individual cities, they don't have bomb units, do they?
No. Passaic County has the bomb unit for the county.
Okay. And then also, you know, sometimes we're going through Clifton, we see police officers, and we see the sheriff's officers too. Do you distribute them? Everybody gets a little bit here and there, or is it?
Correct, yeah. There are officers assigned throughout the county, and they're assigned certain sectors, and of course Clifton is one of those.
Right. So if there's an emergency, technically they're on call too, right?
Yes, they respond at any time for any emergency.
Okay. And I know my co-host George, I know you have a
I only have
burning
the one
but
question.
it's okay.
The senior citizens, maybe you can explain a little bit more with the ID that you do for the senior citizens
Yes,
and
yes.
that type of
Yeah,
for the
so
seniors.
that falls under our community policing
Okay.
division, and we offer a lot of free services for the citizens, many of which we're already and we continue to offer for the city of Clifton, such as senior IDs.
Right.
We do talks on internet safety. We do talks on bullying. And we welcome these requests as long as the IDs for the seniors that serve as points in the event they're needed for identification.
Okay.
Good.
And just, can we touch on that internet crimes thing?
Yep, so a unit that I'm very, very proud
Or
of.
how does someone, you know?
Yep. So a unit I'm very, very proud of. You know, we go after the people that prey on our children, and you know, again, this is a presentation that we'll also do to seniors, school individuals, officials. But again, it's a situation where children go on the internet and they really have no idea who they're speaking to. We have people, unfortunately, that they prey on children, and they'll portray themselves as children themselves to get these children to meet them, entice them, whether it be with alcohol or drugs. And we go after, we pose as children online in a completely discreet manner. And our apprehension rate is actually about 99% as far as prosecuting these individuals. And again, it's something I'm very, very proud of. And again, parents should know, just as a safety tip, again, to always monitor their children on the internet. You know, they shouldn't, especially the younger children, should not be alone with that computer.
And let me ask, this is a question for myself. A parent suspects that his kid is being stalked on the internet. Can they call you?
Yeah, well, again, the normal course of action is
Yeah,
to
that's
call
what I
the
want.
Clifton Police Department first, the local jurisdiction.
Right.
And then what will happen is that jurisdiction, of course, will start the initial report, and then they'll reach out to us to further the investigation.
And how serious do you think this is right now?
It's very serious. Everybody has a cell phone. Children, you know, as young as 6, 7 have cell phones. And, you know, again, a lot of it's used for game playing, but the fact that they have access to the internet and to these sites where it's supposed to be only for children, it's quite serious, and it really needs to be monitored, again, by the parents and guardians.
Yeah, because you hear a lot about this and do a lot of shows about this too. And little,
Right.
You know, kids are vulnerable. So
They are.
You know, I'm glad that we do this because you never know. And you see the kids are disappearing, and
Right,
it's
right.
because of this. So I mean, I'm glad you're doing it.
Yeah.
I just, you know, hope people take it serious too.
Right. And we do scams as well for seniors. That's another.
Well, I was going to ask you that too. People call.
Yeah.
Maybe you could give some advice to the seniors
Yeah,
about
again,
not answering the phone.
I don't have to tell you, nobody, ladies and gentlemen, is giving you anything for free. That's the first clue that it's a scam. So, you know, if you're offered money, you're offered that you won the lottery, or you're offered that you won a pool, again, be very, very cautious, because again, if you did, especially if you did not, and even then, you may have entered something yet a while ago, and you may be confused and think that this is it. Again, never ever send anybody money, and especially if they're requesting a gift card or asking you to go to the bank, telling you someone was involved in an accident and they need the money, or someone was arrested and need the money. These things need to be verified.
That happens to a lot of people. I've
A
heard
lot
it.
of people.
People,
A
the
lot
gift
of people.
cards are big.
Yeah.
A lot of people are
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
And how about advice for, you know, someone comes to your door?
Right.
Because it's happened in Clifton a bunch of times. Hi, it's PSENG.
Right.
They call you have a water leak.
Right. So again, you know, it's very, very important to look at the ID tag. And again, if you're even somewhat suspect, don't let them in the house. You're not obligated to let them in the house. You can call the entity that they're from and verify them, make them schedule an appointment. But again, a lot of times what will happen is they'll portray themselves as you have a problem with your chimney, you have a problem with your water line. 2 individuals will come into your house. One will distract you. And again, they target the elderly most of the time. And what happens is the other person will go through the house, and unfortunately, you'll discover that after they're gone that you've been robbed.
Yeah, it's good advice. See, so actually the sheriff has a big job. And, you know, the whole county, I think 16 municipalities.
16 municipalities.
So-
And I had the great pleasure of serving here as a detective lieutenant for 28 and a half years. And
That's right. The sheriff was on in Clifton Police Department. So, I mean,
Correct.
we're happy to have a sheriff Everyone knows you're doing a great job.
Thank you, thank
Thank
you.
you for coming on, explain this a little bit to the
Yep.
people, because it's important for them to know.
Again,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And again, these programs are free, so please give us a call, our Community Policing Division, and take advantage of these programs that we have to offer. We'll come to you.
Okay, thank you. We'll be right back.
Well, bless my soul, what's wrong with me? Itching like a man up on a fuzzy tree. My friends say I'm acting wild as a bug. I'm in love. I'm all shook up.
Welcome back. My next two guests are very interesting. Actually, the pets they brought with them are very interesting too. But let me first introduce Christine Zelenka and Mr. Zelenka. How are you? Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tonight's topic is educator of animals. We'll get to them in a few minutes, but first maybe just explain, educator of animals. Where are we going with this? You go different places, or we talk about animals?
Well, I started as a teacher in a high school in Clifton,
Oh, I forgot to tell you, Mrs. Zelenka was everyone's high school teacher. Okay.
and I had a very interesting schedule, working at the high school in the morning and doing an educational program in the afternoon for the youngsters. And then people would ask me if you'd like to do a program outside for a school or another district, and I said, okay, in my spare time. And of course it was great because I was working with the youngsters and I was working with the animals, and you can educate the kids about how to care for them and what to do, what not to do. And it just one thing led to another, and of course later on I have a beautiful daughter and two boys, and my one boy took over, and then my daughter's taking over now. She's doing a fantastic job. She gets all over doing the same type of show.
So you book different places, schools, and I keep thinking of that alligator wrestler guy when I'm doing this interview. Yeah, you have it's a program. You go to different schools.
Right.
Yeah, we work at museums, environmental education programs, at camps, and Boy Scout groups, Girl Scouts. All sorts of different locations we travel to. So even private homes for birthday parties and things
Oh, really?
like that. Yeah.
Oh, so it's a big production.
Yes.
And we're gonna get to the animals in a minute because I don't know if I'm nervous or scared.
You're nervous.
I hope they don't bite me. I think, oh no,
It's right under you.
like a snake is under my leg here.
Right under you.
I disappear. So is this a career choice? I know you were a teacher. You got involved because it's your dad.
I'm also a teacher too. Yeah,
Oh.
he was actually my AP biology teacher in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and now I teach biology too in high school, and I just started doing the program years ago, and I love it just as much.
So now this whole thing, what I guess my question is primary mission. What are you really out to accomplish when you go to these places?
Well, kind of educate the general public. Now, we've traveled fairly extensively in Africa and
Really?
Madagascar, and she's been to
Every continent.
every continent. She beat me on that one. And I've been to Alaska. She hasn't been to Alaska yet. Photographing, we do a lot of photographing and video of animals, and we present that to the groups, show them photographs, and use that as a jumping off point for, talking about endangered species and rescue animals and what to do and what not to do. And it's just great. I love the feedback.
No,
We have a great young audience, or any audience, just terrific.
Pets are interesting. George wanted a kangaroo. I told him we couldn't fit it in here, so.
I wanted a baby one.
Yeah, no, it's not we just go pick up a baby
Oh,
kangaroo.
I figured they had a mommy. And
Okay,
I'll
so-
take the little one.
My daughter would like a wallaby, but right now we're not set
Yeah.
up for a wallaby.
So which
gonna
animal
be
do we
first?
want to present first?
Well, if you're talking about maybe more common animals that youngsters would,
Okay.
we have, maybe Chris would like to take that one out.
I'm not nervous.
Yes, you are.
I'm just
But
apprehensive.
just so everyone knows in the audience out there that we're dealing with the animals,
Wow.
but they're not living in these boxes.
Right.
Obviously, we have appropriate cages.
Of course.
This is just a great way to take them, transport them.
She's got more hair than I got.
Want to hold him?
Oh, it's cute.
Don't get him too close.
Yeah.
Man. He's afraid.
And normally we tell the youngsters, we say, like if you're in the woods and you see maybe a fox and you want to call him, you go like this, shh. And that's the sound a rabbit would make if it's injured.
Oh, really?
And of course, to a fox or a coyote, that means the dinner bell, bunny burgers. So that's the way I call them to photograph them. And we both do a lot of photography. We've been to Africa together, and I've photographed the brown bear and the grizzly bear in Alaska.
Really?
Oh, it's great.
Well, this is not a normal rabbit. It's not indigenous
this
to
is
New
not,
Jersey,
This
right?
is not a cottontail rabbit from Jersey. This is actually it's a hybrid, but primarily you see the lion mane in this rabbit. It's a beautiful rabbit,
Simba.
It's kind of humid, very fuzzy hair day,
Yeah, and this was obviously your pet.
Oh, yeah, oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, they all are really, but.
And we don't have any wild animals, so to speak. In other words, you can't go.
Well, I know that leather box looks
No,
pretty
you
big.
can't go to a rabbit and bring a rabbit
Get the
home.
one between your legs.
You know.
Okay, where are we going next?
Well, even as the audience sees this tonight, you have to realize that almost every animal here is a permitted animal.
Right.
You have to, you know. And this one is a rather pretty iguana. I love the color of that one. It's a little bit, shall we say, hyper, if you want to use that word, because it was in a cage. It's very warm. Probably should have shut the heat off, but we took it out of the cage about an hour ago, and it's really very robust. It's been eating quite well. Variety of vegetables and
Does he change
you know,
colors?
greens.
No.
No? Okay.
Where
No.
do we find iguana?
All the way from Central America down to South America. They are now an invasive species in Florida, but green iguanas tend to be orange,
Yeah.
green, darker colors, all different variations. But
And you don't have to wear special gloves. I mean, those
I get used to it.
fingernails are,
She clipped them this
He
morning.
needs a manicure.
wow. And they're not dangerous, obviously.
Nope, no.
Well, they
Now that
can-
you
I'm
say
only
it.
yeah, they can be a little hyper, and of course you have to watch the tail. That's why my daughter and I always tuck the tail under
Yeah,
the
'cause
arm
that-
because they can give you a slap with
And I
the
guess
tail.
after hundreds of years of being exploited in the movies as dinosaurs,
Right,
you know,
exactly.
they got a bad name.
Right. And of course,
What's the
as my
life
daughter said,
expectancy?
being invasive of Florida, they're all over down there. And
Yeah.
They can live up to
Causing a lot of
about up in the 10s, the teens.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
How old is this little boy?
This is a rescued, so we
Right.
have. She,
Yeah, really don't know.
But we don't know.
yeah, not exactly sure the age. Rough, very
Yeah,
rough
really?
skin.
Right,
Yeah.
it is, it is.
And the snakes are real soft.
Well, it's
With
very
their skin.
pretty. I mean, this is a
Oh, I
kind
love
of
the
orange
color.
in color.
Wow, that's a nice one.
Most of the ones you see
want
are
a
the
home
green
for
with
that?
the
No,
big
I want to.
you know.
I'm interested in the one that's underneath my feet, or whatever comes next.
There we go.
Okay, that was.
Thank you. Yeah.
Now,
Perfect.
I'm talking about Central America and South America. In line with that,
He ain't holding this one. I know he won't. I had one
maybe
as
you
a
get that one
pet,
for me.
a boa constrictor.
I grew up with fish.
Fish.
Oh, this is a big one.
And it's
This
the
is
boa.
bigger than the one I had.
Whoa.
Okay, right, hold this fist.
Just so I know, they don't bite, right?
Yeah, they
Well,
do.
they mean they can.
They can, right? But this one
I'll
probably.
keep the head over here.
Yeah,
But
move
this
back
is-
a little bit, right? Hey,
I mean, it's a common one. You know, there are other ones, boas, that are different type of boa. This is a common boa. They're red-tailed boas, which are prettier, and they're more tree boas. And
Can a boa, can it be domesticated or no? In a sense of, you know, it knows its owner and things like that? Or-
well, of the bigger snakes,
Right.
including the pythons and boas, generally the boa is a calmer snake, where some of the bigger ones, the anacondas, have a tendency to be a little bit nippy, and reticulated python, which gets to be well over 20 feet, if it gets nippy, it may nip and not let go. So
how big is this one?
that's about 6 feet.
Yeah,
plus,
about 7 feet,
you know,
6,
And
maybe
what do
7
we
feet.
feed them?
Well, these have to eat, you know, we
Guinea
feed them
pigs or-
no dead rodents.
Okay.
We buy them frozen
Oh,
and defrost them.
because I had one
a
for as
separate
a
microwave,
pet. We,
you
had,
know.
we used to get them little mice.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
a snake like this could eat
Well, yeah, well, he probably eat it.
5 or
dozen
6
mice.
Mice, yeah,
five
yeah.
or 6 rats in a row without a problem.
Hi.
Wow.
But
Ray,
they
you want to
digest-
hold them?
they
Feel them
digest
No,
now.
I'm
very-
fine.
Want the tail end?
I'm good.
Really? See?
Right.
I'm okay, you know.
I mean, obviously, if you were just handling the rabbit or a mouse or a
He
guinea
might
pig, it is occasional that the
Yeah,
snake would,
maybe.
and they're sticking its tongue out. So if you talk to it, I've seen people say, "Oh, what a pretty snake! I hope it hears me." It can't hear, obviously, the vibrations, of course,
can
but it has a
smell.
tongue for smell.
Yeah,
and
wow, that's pretty
its
interesting.
tongue is sticking
Hi.
out, smelling with the tongue.
Want
Softer
to say
than
hi to Ray?
No, that's
Say hi, Ray.
George is sticking his tongue out at you, so what does that say?
Nothing. He loves me. Hi.
Wow.
Just don't expect an answer.
No.
You know,
well,
anytime soon.
I don't get too many answers anyway.
And what happens, they do get larger, and of course some
Yeah.
of the big snakes, you know, once you get 10, 12, 14 feet long, when they bite, they may not let go. And of course,
They have a lot of
oh, yeah,
power in there.
a lot of grip. People
Yes.
don't realize how much of a
Yes.
grip it has.
Okay.
He's like,
In other words,
Okay.
let's go.
Okay, that was-
Say I'm back in.
And again, we don't keep these in suitcases,
That's pretty interesting close up, you know?
but to be honest with you, it's a very good way of carrying because it's a wood top. We have air holes in the
Yeah,
front.
no, it's great.
And in the wintertime, we can put heat packs in the bottom.
Look at him back it up.
Obviously, it keeps them cooler, you know, carrying from one place to the other. It's darker,
Yeah,
so
it's a good way to
animals.
transport.
Well, animals are sometimes a little bit
Yeah.
with the light. So if it's a very bright light or people moving around, so it's a much better way of carrying it.
Okay. I forgot what's in this box.
Well, in this one, a lot of people like this. This is a
Oh, a hedgehog.
dwarf hedgehog. Very cute. Most people say, oh, that's a cute little porcupine. It's not a porcupine. It's not related to a
There's
porcupine.
his legs, right?
Where a porcupine's
out,
a
yeah.
rodent.
He's coming out to see you.
Now, if you were handling this, if it were a porcupine, you'd probably be going to St.
done,
Joe's
yeah.
Hospital
Yeah.
or St. Mary's
Well,
Hospital.
this one
or whatever.
doesn't shoot anything.
No.
The porcupines don't do that either.
No,
That's
even
a
a
common
porcupine
misconception.
doesn't
Yeah,
shoot. I mean,
yeah,
a
yeah.
porcupine may shake its tail, and maybe a quill would come out, but it's the slapping of the porcupine
Oh, okay.
against you. So, and we do have quite a few porcupines in Jersey. Not often seen, but they're
nice.
they're out there.
Pretty spiky.
It's a cute
Yeah.
little pet, but again, any pet that you have has to be respected as a living animal, and a lot of kids get them
Absolutely.
and they want to have one, and
He's
they'd
got
like
hair
to.
like you. Nice.
Yeah, it sticks
And then
to-
after a while, their friends
Doesn't
have
brush
seen
it.
it,
They're messed up in the back.
and they get bored with it. So what
Yeah,
happens?
I know. It's that.
What happens to it?
It's the age old. They buy the hamster
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
leave it and then they forget about it.
Yeah,
And they
exactly.
dump them off wherever.
And they're
you know.
nocturnal as well, so
Yeah.
they
I mean-
you're awake and they're sleeping, and
Yeah.
you're sleeping, they're awake. It doesn't really.
I mean, obviously, you both love animals.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see
Right.
that probably more than people.
Well, that's what I tell people.
That's
like-
true.
It's probably better. So,
Well, they ask me what kind of a pet you should get, and I usually tell people, especially young folks, get yourself a pet rock.
yeah.
Saying it funny,
No,
but,
but
it's true.
I mean, we want to talk about recommending. So somebody at home said, gee, what would you, how do you recommend a pet to someone? Or
Very
do,
difficult.
Or do you recommend pets to everyone? Or,
It
I
depends
guess
on
it's
the
kind of
person.
hard
It depends
because
on the age. Usually, if there's a young fellow like the gentleman over there, they take care of it for a couple of days, and their mom usually has it for the next X number of years, And I always recommend, go to the zoo or museum if they're really interested to get a little pet, but you have to choose the pet wisely, not because, Mommy, I want one, because they're cute.
Yeah, there's different requirements. Like the
Right.
iguanas, they're small, and then they get bigger and bigger, and they need certain light and humidity and temperatures. And again, these guys are cool when they're in the pet shop walking around, and then they're sleeping when you're.
that's the problem.
When you're awake,
Right,
and then at
exactly.
night they're spinning around the wheel.
Yeah.
So cats and dogs, the typical things, are much easier to take care of, easier to find a vet. It's more difficult to find exotic vets and things. So,
That's really good.
yeah.
I mean, it's a cute little pet.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want to sound funny, it's boring. I mean, that doesn't do much.
Yeah.
It'll do this, you can play with it, and
Well,
that's it.
or if you just want to teach some responsibility.
Yeah, and
Exactly, yeah.
being
To a kid,
nocturnal, it buries
These,
itself
that's saying,
under whatever.
make sure it's fed, make sure you
Right.
clean the cage.
Right.
Touch his.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah. I'm good.
It's cute, though.
Yeah, it's
Cute little face,
yeah. It's okay, Joe. We're going to get you one for your birthday. No, I mean, I appreciate you coming on
Right,
the
yeah.
show. Sean, I know we could probably talk about animals, and there's probably thousands of different things you could bring on. Next time, maybe
Definitely, yeah.
spiders and things.
Oh, we have a variety of chameleons and spiders.
Yeah,
and
we just want to
giant
give the
toads
people at
and
home a little thing
frogs
about
and-
it, especially what you
Exactly.
do, because everyone watching the show probably knows who you are. So.
Well, there was just a thing on TV the other day where someone had been bitten by a copperhead.
Yeah.
I went to identify it. My daughter and I were there, and
Oh, really?
people think, oh, it's a snake. I'll pick it up, and I tell people the best thing to do is look at it and walk away.
Yeah,
really, just walk
don't
away.
get involved.
More people are bitten, it seems, by people poking it
Playing
and trying to
with
it. Yeah.
move it or something, and then
Yeah, just leave it be.
leave it alone. Take a look. They're beautiful creatures, and
Well, I thank you both for
Well,
coming on
thank
the
you
show.
very
much.
Essentially,
Thank you.
maybe
Thank
after
you.
the show, I'll
sure.
Thank
try
you.
my luck
Snake
with
around
one of
your leg
these.
or something
Okay.
like that.
He's lying.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
She touched my head, till I got her lips are like a volcano's hot. Now I'm proud to say she's my buttercup. I'm in love. I'm all shook up.
Well, that's our show for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. We had a lot of interesting guests, especially the animal segment. We learned a lot about that, especially iguanas. We know they don't eat lettuce. But give it a listen, and thank everyone for coming, especially my co-host. But in the meantime, be good to your friends and family, respect your neighbors, keep Clifton close to your heart. This is a great town. Thank you, God bless, and good night.